Yes, so shall we begin, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, see now. That day we started with this chapter. It is Employee Training and Development, chapter number 6. Okay. We started with its training. Just a minute. Let me just minimize. Yeah. So I hope the document is visible clearly, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So see, we started with training. Employee training is very, very important. Until and unless you give training to employees, they will not be, doing their work efficiently. So for employee to perform their jobs efficiently, you need to train them first. Okay. So we did training definition also, importance of training. Okay, importance of training in insurance sector also, because I told you to market the insurance product is also very difficult job. So therefore you need to train the employees as to what to speak and what to, how to motivate customers to buy insurance products. Okay. Next we did training needs and objectives. That means why do we need training, and why do we need training for employees, for freshers who come in the company, and what are the objectives behind, I mean what is the purpose behind giving training to such employees. Okay, so we did this also, if you remember.
मैम
Yes.
मैम मैम कल ने ना मैम दिशा
Shubham,
का
you
ना
need to be
रिकॉर्डिंग
little louder because I'm not able to hear you clearly.
मैम हेलो हेलो मैम
Shubham, can you write it in the chat box?
ओके मैम
Students, am I audible properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So see, the training process. Now we need to start with this training process. Now, what do you mean by training process? See, students always remember training has a process. That means there is some procedure that we need to follow. When we train employees, there is some procedure that we need to follow. Shubham, there is recording. If you want, I will be giving it the YouTube link. So it was live recording that we were doing yesterday. So if you want, I can give you the link of that.
ओके मैम
Yeah, yeah,
मैम आई एम ऑडिबल नाउ
yeah.
मैम क्योंकि ना मैम कल है ना बहुत मतलब वो गंदे लोग भी आए थे तो मुझे देखने का कोई है क्या उसमें मतलब ऐसा गाली वाली दे रहे थे मैम
Okay, no
आके
problem.
जूम क्लास पे
No problem, I'll give you. Okay, so see, training process now. See, these are the points that you have to refer as a process of training. Process means there is a system that you need to follow. There is a procedure that you need to follow. So number one is identifying training needs. That means what actually employee needs now. What are the training needs, requirement? How do we need to train them? For how much period of time, an employee require for such training. So first point is identifying training needs. Okay, so see, it is written here. First is organizational analysis. So during the process of identifying training needs, first step will be organizational analysis. That means you will try to understand the organization first. You will try to understand what are the needs of organization, what are the objectives of organization, and how organization wants employee to be working. And therefore, according to that, employees will be trained. Okay, so that is organizational analysis. Next is task analysis. Now I'm not talking about organization, I'm talking about task only. The duty, the responsibility, and the work that is given to you to perform. Okay, now suppose I am a teacher. So I am asked to teach some subjects in your class. So that is my task, that is my duty, that is my role. So how do I do it? Before that, I am given a training. Okay. Next is person analysis. Now, suppose some people have some certain type of skills. Say, for example, somebody has leadership skills. Somebody has, a very good computer knowledge, and somebody has very good technical skills. Somebody has some good communication skills. So, according to person and their skills, organization gives you training. So suppose you already have a good knowledge of computer. Now company will give you more knowledge, more training about how to use different softwares. Okay. So person analysis. So this was the first point. Okay, students. Organizational or identifying training needs. And then we have determining training objectives. Determining training objectives. See, now, what is the objective behind training? Why do you want to give training to employees? What is the objective? What do you want employees to work efficiently? Whatever work are they performing, they should be performing it with very, they should be performing their work efficiently, properly. So for them to perform work efficiently, training is required. Okay. So next is design the training program. Now, as you have decided what are the objectives, how to train them, on what certain aspects to train them, now you will design the program. To design the program, you need certain things like contents of training course. That means what all you will include. What all you will include. Contents means what all you will include in the training sessions. Next, training methods, techniques. Okay, whether training is to be given on the job or off the job. What do you mean by on the job, students? What do you mean by on the job and off the job? On the job means while doing your job. That means suppose your job is from 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the evening. So during those given number of hours, you will be given a training. Or say, for example, off the job training means after the job. Not in the office, but somewhere outside of the job. Okay. Now, next, place where training will be given. That also has to be decided during this step, which is known as designing the training program. Okay, place, time, and what all contents to be included, methods, techniques, on the job karna hai ki off the job karna hai training, learning principles on which training program will be based, and selection of the trainers. That means who all are capable to train our employees, who is expert. So I need to appoint that particular expert so that they can train my employees. Okay. So appointing trainer, deciding place, deciding whether training has to be done on the job or off the job, methods, techniques, contents to be included in the program. So these are the points you need to keep it in mind when you design the training program. Okay. Now next is implementation of training program. What do you mean by implementation? What do you mean by implementation, students? Implementation means execution. Executing the plan now. Whatever program you made, now you need to execute the plan. Now you need to carry forward the plan. Okay, actually implementation करना है. Actually उसको अभी action में लाना है. Whatever program you decided, whatever procedure is there, methods, techniques, timings, and then place. So now whatever was decided, you will implement. You will implement them. So in this step, training program is actually carried out. That's what I told you. The design developed in the step 3 is implemented. This was step number 3, no? Designing the training program was step number 3. So whatever is decided in step number 3 will be carried in step number 4. Okay. So what all implementation involves? Organization, training, and other facilities. scheduling the program, that means deciding the time, conducting the program, actually conducting the training session, and monitoring the progress. Monitoring means to check whether whatever was decided was carried out smoothly. And last step will be evaluation. See, always remember, evaluation, follow-up will be last step only. Evaluation means to see whether everything is working as per the desired targets. That means if you have decided, training to be conducted in this manner or with this method, is the training going on properly? You need to check with that. So evaluation of the training program is the last step of training process. And in this step, you are supposed to calculate the results, the output of the training. That means if I trained my employees, now how are they, doing their work? How efficiently are they performing their jobs? You need to check on them. So there are 5 reasons for conducting evaluation: to determine whether training program met its objectives. That means with whatever reason I conducted the training program, did I achieve that? Did I achieve that result? Okay, next, identify strength and weakness in training process. So during the training process, I determined what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses in a particular person. Okay, to calculate cost or benefit ratio, that means how much company invested in training sessions for employees and how much benefit is company going to gain from those employees. So to calculate cost benefit ratio, that means cost means खर्चा करना. कंपनी ने ट्रेनिंग सेशन देने के लिए खर्चा किया. खर्चे के पीछे आपको एम्प्लॉइज रेडी होके मिले, ट्रेन्ड होके एम्प्लॉइज मिलेंगे. Now those employees are now trained employees. Therefore, आप जो कंपनी को है, कंपनी will be going to get benefit from such employees, from such trained employees rather. Students, am I audible clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And the concept is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the next point is to determine who benefited most from the training program and why. That means you need to check on employees with their efficiency, with their knowledge, with their skills, as to who is going to benefit most. I mean, who had benefited the most? Who had learned from training programs the most? So you need to check on that to establish a database for future decisions about training program. Now, suppose you have given 50% of training to employees. Now, on that basis, you will be able to decide in the future how much training more is required for such employees. Okay, so that is known as evaluation. During evaluation, you need to check on all these points. Now we have some training methods and techniques. See, very, very important, but I'm not going to do it in detail because I'm just going to tell you the concept of each one of them and you are going to read it out, everything. Okay, now see, these are the methods of training programs. Methods, how do you train employees? So there are 2 methods, on the job training, off the job training. So when I say on the job training, what do you mean by on the job training?
Ma'am, working hours.
On the job means during the job. And off the job means?
Ma'am, after the working hours.
After the job or not in the place of the job. Okay, somewhere else. So on the job. Now on the job means while being at the place of the job. Okay. So see, there are 7 such methods, and of the job you have 9 such methods. Okay. Now see, first one, coaching. What do you mean by coaching? Guiding, instructing. The way I'm giving you, the way I am coaching to you, I'm giving you guidance, no, for a particular subject like HRM, like SAP. So I'm guiding you as to how to attempt the paper, how to attempt each question when it comes in paper. Aren't we giving you guidance? So coaching is similar to guidance only, telling how to do work. and guiding how to do work. Hands-on training, like when I say I have done a sum on board, now you need to do it the same way. So hands-on training. So suppose I'm teaching you tele software. After teaching, I'm telling you now you do it practically. So that is known as hands-on training. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next is job rotation and transfer. Now, what do you mean by job rotation? See, there in banks usually there is job rotation. Job rotation
Shifting.
means if you are appointed at one place, you will not remain all the life at one place. You will keep rotating your jobs. That means sometime at cashier's place, sometime at accounts place, sometime your job will be rotated. You will not stick to one place. Okay, and transfer also. So suppose if you are in Mumbai, you will be transferred to Delhi. So that is job transfer. In such cases, employee cannot commit frauds, cheating, and there are less chances of the frauds that happen in company, because at one place there are different employees that are coming and appointed, and therefore chances of fraud reduces. Okay, next, understudy assignments. Understudy assignments means suppose you are given a task, suppose you are given a project. Now, while handling that project, you are given a training. Do this way, do that way, you know. So understudy assignment. Next, committee assignment. Committee means group. So suppose you are formed in a group. With you, there are 10 such people. Now, looking at them, you will learn many new things. How are they working? How are they speaking? How are they, deciding the targets? How are they taking decisions? So you will learn from that particular committee. When assignment is given to that particular committee, you will learn from them. Okay, next is project assignment. Now, what do you mean by project assignment? Project means suppose a project is given to you now. Suppose 3 years ka project is given to you, wherein you have to move from one place to another. So moving from one place to another, you will meet, you know, many people across the tour. Yes or no? While traveling, you will meet many new people. You will see new places. You will get to know the reach of the company is so high. Okay, so in this way you will learn. Multiple management. Multiple management means suppose you are going to handle, now suppose I am a teacher, so I'm not taking only subjects. I'm handling departmental event. I can make reports, I can email, you know so there are multiple things that we can manage. So if you are given multiple things, in that way you will learn. Okay, team training. Team. The training is given in team. That means suppose you belong to accounts team. So training will be given to accounts team all together. Okay. Next will be suppose if you are handling audit team. So training will be given to all the auditors as to how to audit, what to see, how to check errors and frauds, how to come to know about errors and frauds, whether they exist in financial statements or not. So these are on the job training. On the job means while doing the job, and off the job means after the job, not while doing the job. So first one is lecture method. Now, what do you mean by lecture method? Lecture means, now suppose somebody comes from outside and he's making you understand as to how to do work, not hands-on training, not practical experience, but only somebody speaking and you are listening. So that is lecture method. Next, case study. Suppose now I have given you one case, you need to solve it. I will see how good you are doing at cases. How better are you at solving the cases. So accordingly I will decide, how do I train you. Suppose you are not good at solving cases. So I will train you. So through case studies, I will train you by giving examples of different cases that had happened in, you know, in the history of India. Okay. Next is conferences. Through conferences, there will be, guidance. There will be, training given to employees. Next is role playing. What is role playing, students? Suppose I'm giving you one role, as in sales marketing. I'm giving you one role to perform, and that is sales marketing. That is related to the department of sales marketing. So how will you, sell a particular product when I give you that product and you are asked to sell it in the market? Okay, so how will you do it? So I'm giving you role to play. Okay, I'm asking you to become, a doctor, and how will you treat a patient coming with, major diseases with him? So how will you treat them? Okay, and so suppose I'm telling you to become an accountant, and I'm giving you such, huge files, and big files, and then bulky files. So how will you do it? How will you do a particular job in certain period of time? Okay, so that is known as role playing. Role playing means, so suppose you are students and I'm asking you to become a teacher and come and teach a particular topic. So how will you teach? What all you will speak? What all examples you will give? What all cases you will, keep before students so that they understand the topic very easily? So that is a role that you are performing, and with the help of role that you are performing, I will judge you that whether you have understood the topic easily, carefully. You're trying to, the topic that you're trying to make others understand, have you understood it properly or not? Okay, next is business games. Now, what happens in business games? There are certain games that are played in the premises only, but after the working hours, maybe in the working hours, but that's not on the job. I mean, that's not off the job. That is on the job procedure, training procedure. So through games, they will train you. So suppose there is a game of, say for example, closing the eyes and searching for some better commodity that is placed at the different places. So with the help of that particular game, they will try, the trainer will be able to understand, how far you understand, how far you know the places that are in the premises, different departments that are in the premises. So they will ask you. Okay, with the help of such games, they will be able to understand how far you know the premises, how far you know the organizational, the place that you are working in. Okay, next is university training. University training means campus training. Now, suppose I tell you in college, there is a campus placement program going on, and all TY students, whether BMS, BBI, BAF, all TY students are supposed to participate in that campus training program. So what do you mean by campus training? Campus means everybody will come there, and everybody is going to be trained all together. We will not make groups. Everybody will be trained on general terms. Everybody has to do job, communication skills, computer, technological skills. These are some basic skills that everybody has to have. Yes or no? Whether BMS student or BBI or IT student or science student, everybody must have communication skills to perform some job. Yes or no? At
Yes, ma'am.
some point or other, you will have to speak to your boss, to your employees, or to your colleagues, or to your clerks, administrative staff. At some point or other, you will have to speak, no? So how to speak and what to speak is, is known as communication skills. So you need to learn them. You need to have it, okay, to perform a particular job. So university training means on the job training, and it is campus, similar to campus training. Campus means when everybody has to come together at one place and everybody will be given a training all together. Next, in-basket method. In-basket method means it is a training program wherein all employees participate in different groups. So you belong to a particular group, you will be given a different task. Some people belong to another group, they will be given a different task. So you will be judged on a task that is being given to you. And some other people, there are other people also who have been assigned tasks. So they will be judged on their given tasks. Are you getting my point? So in basket means whatever task has been given to you, on the basis of that particular task, you will be judged. And similarly, it will happen with other employees also. Next, sensitivity training. Sensitivity comes into play when employees are very emotional, when employees are, we need to check their psychology, we need to check their IQ level, SQ level, and EQ level. So that is known as sensitivity training. Okay, next. Sensitivity also comes into play when there are very sensitive situations going on in the company. Like there are huge losses going on. So you need to understand employees also that there are losses going on. And as of now, we are not supposed to pay you bonus. So it is very sensitive case, no? Very sensitive situation wherein if you don't pay any bonus to employees, they may leave your company. But you want your employees to be with you. You want your employees to be with you, even if you're not paying bonuses to them. So you want employees to understand you. Okay, so there may be any sensitive case wherein you are expecting your employees to understand. Okay, next. Wilderness training. Wilderness means suppose if company wants to increase the sales targets in just 2 days or 2 months. So wilderness, that means passionately how you're supposed to work and achieve the targets. Okay, so suppose there are hundreds of projects or many such projects coming in, and you do not want to leave anyone or any of them. You want to take all the projects, so you need to work very hard for all of them. To have successful projects, you will have to work very hard for them. So you need to train employees also. And that particular training is known as wilderness training. Okay. So see, if you have any doubt while reading this, you can ask me. These are off-the-job training methods. See, conferences, case study method, role playing. Employees will be given a role to perform. Suppose I'm giving you a role of superior, boss, employer of the company, and I'm giving you one project. So how will you assign the projects to employees? If you are an employee, what work will you assign and what work will you take for yourself? Okay, so role playing, business games, then we have in-basket method, sensitivity training, wilderness training. Okay. Yes, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now look at the next point, requisites of sound training program. What do you mean by requisite, students? What do you mean by requisites? Come on, you cannot say that you don't know. Requisites means requirements. What all things are required for having a sound training program? Sound means good. Sound means good enough. Okay, for having a good training program, what are the requirements? See, it should be specific, That means clearly stated what training program has been decided. Significant. That means you should be having some vision towards it. So suppose if I give training for particular software, so you want employees to use this software for long period of time so that our system becomes secured. Our transactions become more secure. So therefore, significant means what is the importance of giving training? What is the desired target that I want to achieve? So you need to decide that also, no? Only then your training program will work very smoothly. Next, appropriate. Appropriate means it should be full of skills, full of knowledge, it should be full of improvement, which should be, seen in employees' behavior. Okay. Next, systematic and planned program. It should be systematic. If I tell you today there is no timetable, just come in class and you will have some teachers coming in and they will teach you subjects. So will you be able to follow what all things
No,
happen
ma'am.
in class? No. If you are given a timetable and according to timetable you bring books. So there is a system that is followed and students are also well versed with the timetable, with the lectures, with the books that are to be brought in. Okay. So there is a planning, there is a systematic program that has to be done well before starting the program. Okay. Next, transfer. Transfer means a good training program supports easy transfer of learning program from training to workplace. That means whatever you have learned, you are supposed to carry it out in your job. Okay, suppose I learned the software in the training. So I should be able to do that, operate that software. No, otherwise, what is the need of getting employees trained? If even after training, you are not supposed to, use that, you are not able to use the software, then what is the point of giving training to employees? After training, you are expected to perform the job efficiently. Why? Because you are given a training now how to do the job. You know how efficiently you should perform. The training is already given. Now you need to transfer of all your knowledge that you gained in the training to your workplace. So actual performance of whatever you learned in the training. Okay, so that is known as transfer. Okay. So CRM is not that, compulsory. It's just a customer relationship management. So you are building up your customers, base, and you are trying to improve relationship with them. So to improve the relationship with customers, you need to train employees. Simple as that. No, if your employees are not good to customers, then how will you be able to build good relations with customers? If you want your customer to be with you only to buy your company's products, then you need to train employees as to how to deal with customers, how to solve their complaints, their grievances, how to make them feel that they are very, very important to our company. So these are the points that are written here. You can check here. Long lasting customer relationship, building long lasting relationship, finding, getting and retaining customers, and methods, softwares and internet capabilities that help enterprise manage customer relationship. Also gaining trust of customers, because if the products that are sold to the customers are not good for health or not the way that has been stated in advertisements or newspapers, then customers will leave your company. They will never buy your product because they want good quality products at reasonable prices. Okay, and after getting a product, if there are some defects in the product, they want that service also. So, you need to train employees as to how to speak on telephones, how to speak when they call and register their complaints, and how to solve their complaints. Okay. So that is basically CRM. So just don't do it so deeply, but then yes, okay, if there is concept, then you are able to explain. Utna hi read karna hai. Read that much only. Sexual harassment training means this is done specially for women gender, and it is done for women to understand if women are sexually harassed at workplace, then how should they report and whom should they report these problems to. Okay, so so there are definition of sexual harassment of two types: quid pro quo harassment. That means the kind of sexual harassment occurs when sexual compliance is made mandatory for promotions, favors, or retaining one job. मतलब अगर ऐसा होता है, suppose if one employer is sexually harassing employees for retaining their job, अगर job पे रहना है तो, okay, or for asking some favors, for increasing their salaries. So for that purpose, if you are sexually harassing your women employees, तो वो इसमें आएगा, वो इस first type में आएगा, which is quid pro quo harassment. And next is hostile environment harassment. Hostile means करेंगे कुछ नहीं, but then बातों बातों में या देखने का तरीका, बोलेंगे कुछ नहीं, वो करेंगे कुछ नहीं, बट देन वो देखेंगे ऐसे या फिर आपको ट्रीट ऐसे करेंगे. ठीक है, द काइंड ऑफ सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट रेफर टू वर्कप्लेस कंडीशन दैट आर रिगार्डेड एन ऑफेंसिव, सच एज अननेसेसरी फिजिकल कॉन्टैक्ट, बार बार हैंडशेक करना, साइड हग करना, सो दैट इज ऑल्सो नॉट अलाउड. वल्गर जोक्स एंड ऑल, जोक्स ऐसे मारना, सो दैट इज नॉट अलाउड. सो उसको बोलते हैं हॉस्टाइल एनवायरमेंट हरासमेंट. हॉस्टाइल मतलब दिखाएंगे वो बहुत अच्छे हैं, बट देन वो ऐसे जोक्स क्रैक करेंगे और फिजिकल कांटेक्ट में आएंगे, तो दैट कम्स इन सेकंड टाइप. ओके, रिसर्च ऑन सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट हैज रिवील्ड द फॉलोइंग. सी what why such sexual harassment take place at certain working conditions. Why? Because of power. Somebody has power and therefore they are sexually harassing employees, especially women employees. Next is opinion difference, especially women employees क्यों बोल रही हूँ कि male employees के साथ भी होता है, if there is a female at some post. Okay, but the chances of the second case is very less. Okay, opinion differences when men and women have some different opinion, so that case also. Women victims, much more than me. Women get victims, rape cases hote hain and all, so sexually harassed hote hain wo, especially at workplace. हम उसकी बात कर रहे हैं. Physical attractiveness, somebody is looking very good, beautiful, so because of that fair, and good looking features, employers are harassing, sexually harassing women employees. Okay. Training in areas of sexual harassment usually focuses on, किस पे फोकस करते हैं? ट्रेनिंग जब देते हैं तो किस पे फोकस करते हैं कि जो दूसरे लोग हैं उनके वैल्यूज, उनके प्रेफरेंसेस, उनके कपड़े पहनने के तरीके अलग हो सकते हैं, सो डोंट टेक इट रॉन्ग वे. ऐसी ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है. Okay, next. So suppose somebody is handshaking with you, so don't treat it in the different way. इसने handshake किया means somebody is interested in me. No, because उनके कल्चर में हैंडशेक करना is छोटी बात हो सकती है. ओके, सो ऐसी ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है कि आप जो दूसरे कल्चर के लोग हैं, जो दूसरे वैल्यूज रखने वाले लोग हैं, उनकी रिस्पेक्ट करें. ठीक है, डोंट टेक देम इनटू रॉन्ग वे. मेकिंग एम्प्लॉइज अवेयर दैट दे आर ब्रॉड कल्चर डिफरेंसेस इन डिग्री टू व्हिच physical contact between people is regarded as acceptable. That's what I told you now. Informing employees that people differ in degree with respect to verbal statement. Verbal means whatever I say. So suppose if I say casually, but you take it in wrong way, so that is also very considered offensive and inappropriate. Okay. So there is one case study also for you to refer. Okay, it's for you to refer. If you don't understand it, you can definitely ask me. So we are done with the chapter. See? These are some questions that you can refer. Okay. You have some short notes also to refer from this. Okay, students.
Yes, ma'am.
So my chapter is over. Is there anything that you want to ask from this chapter?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So we have completed HRM. HRM is over. If you want, I can tell you. See, job analysis and evaluation was the first chapter that I took. Then, sorry. Introduction of HRM was the first chapter that we took. Remember, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then I took job analysis and evaluation. Then I took recruitment and selection. And also I completed employee training and development today. Okay, students?
Yes, ma'am.
So HRM from my side is over. From tomorrow, I'm going to focus more on audit also, because, in audit subject, there is only one chapter that we have done and I have 4 such chapters. So only one chapter still is, over. And I need to take another chapter of audit from tomorrow.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I mean, I will take 2 or 3 lectures together for completing that audit chapter. Only 2 or 3 lectures, because that is not very difficult chapter.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So from my side, HRM is over. There were 4 topics that I had to take from HRM: introduction, job analysis and evaluation, recruitment and selection, employee training and development. Okay. And also I have given you link of all the lecture recordings. See, in this only there are recordings of last year and there are recordings of current year also. So suppose if I have taken employee and training development, see, suppose if I click on this link, you will get all the recordings of this chapter till date. See, this was last year's recording, 15th March, 20th March. Then you have 21st January also. And currently today is also going on. Today's recording is also going on. Getting my point, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You can always subscribe my channel, of course, because you will get the notifications of whatever recordings I'm doing. But if from Monday or from 1st February, we will have again offline lectures. So probably, recording the lectures will not be that easy. And so anyways, you all have all the recordings available, because I have recorded the videos of last year of all the subjects. Okay, so you will be having it, don't worry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, same chapter, syllabus, everything is same. So you need not worry about, the recording is of last year. You need not worry about that, because syllabus is same. It's just that I was teaching to some other students. So you need to follow my, lecture, not to whom I was teaching. Okay, students.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So HRM is over. We will begin with audit, second chapter tomorrow. That is audit of banking we have done. We will begin with audit of insurance. Okay, students?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have still one more lecture, no, with us.
Ma'am, जाने दो ना.
Shall we begin audit today?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. चलेगा.
मैम HRM
हाँ.
बोर्ड पढ़ लिया मैम, फिर HRM भूल जाएंगे.
थक गए इतना जल्दी तुम लोग?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not fair, huh?
मैम कल से फ्रेश पढ़ेंगे ना ऑडिट.
अच्छा, कल सैटरडे है, फिर तुम बोलोगे सैटरडे को हमको मैम नहीं होता है.
नहीं मैम होगा.
हो जाता है.
मैम होता है.
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. आज हम लोग इतना ही कवर कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद हम लोग कंटिन्यू करेंगे. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच. बाय एवरीवन, टेक केयर.
Bye,
Bye, ma'am.
बाय बच्चों, थैंक यू. शुभम, थैंक यू फॉर दैट पीपीटी आल्सो, जो आपने कल
Yes,
भेजा. बहुत अच्छा.
मैम उसमें चारों गेम का है और वो पार्टी से मतलब वो भी
हाँ,
रिस्पॉन्सिव.
बहुत अच्छा बनाया है. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
थैंक यू मैम.
थैंक यू एवरीवन.